thank you for being with us, Professor Olshansky. You've been dealing a lot during your life with the terms of old age and its consequences. And what you've been saying today here in Tel Aviv is that it's not enough that we'll cure cancer or other diseases. If we don't do something else, then we're missing the whole point. What was that something else?
Oh, goodness. We've been focusing all of our attention on the diseases that we traded for early in the 20th century. Remember, we used to die from infectious diseases, and we reduced those dramatically. And what did we get in return? Heart disease, cancer, stroke, Alzheimer's at later ages. So we now treat those as they arise in older individuals. But we have to realize that the underlying risk factor for all of those diseases is the biological process of aging itself. So why not go after the foundation that influences everything simultaneously, which is biological aging? And that is what's missing. That is what we do not see enough of in the world of scientific research, and that is what researchers now are beginning to understand as the most important variable that we can influence in the future to improve public health and extend healthy life.
Is that possible? Do you really believe that we can treat that area and with that cure humanity?
Well, curing is probably not the right word. We're not going to cure aging. But what we can do is we can modulate it, we can modify it, we can slow it down. And yes, I believe it can be done. In fact, it's already been done in a wide variety of other species, using genetic manipulation, using certain drugs or medications. There are a number of pathways that research scientists have already discovered that work to slow aging. So it's not like we're speculating anymore. It's already been done. There's every reason to believe it can be done in humans, just like it can be done in other animals. And when it does happen, not if it happens, but when it happens, it will be one of the most important public health interventions in human history.
When we look at the hospitals, we see a lot of old people, which are, their lives are being prolonged, okay? But what about the quality of life? Is that something that we can do?
Well, the question about quality of life is the most important one that we should be asking. The fear that many of us have is that if we continue to make progress against chronic fatal diseases, as we do now, we reduce the risk of heart disease, we reduce the risk of cancer. It's a good thing. The problem is that we expose the saved population to an elevated risk of these other problems that occur at later ages. So the fear that many of us have is that if we continue along this pathway, we may, in the end, prolong old age. We may delay death, extend period of frailty and disability. In other words, we may produce a set of conditions that are exactly the opposite of what we want. What we want is a prolongation of healthy life. None of us in the field of aging are proposing life extension as the goal, or especially not radical life extension, living much, much longer. What we seek is the extension of healthy life only. The bonus, the icing on the cake, will be living longer. But the critical thing is living healthier longer. That's the right question to be asking.
That's helpful. Thank you very much, Jay Olshansky.
My pleasure.
Thank you.